All you have to do is just do it. It's just like changing anything. You can change anything. That's no longer, doesn't matter how long something, a pencil has been sitting on a table. It just sits there and sits there and sits there. But you decide one day, I'm going to pick up this pencil and I'm going to use it for something useful. That's all you have to do. And you can do that instantly. It's not a long, drawn-out process. That's another part of black culture. We always speak in terms of a struggle. We say, well, we have to have more people, the younger people coming along, got to join the struggle. But just using that term gets in your way. You should never use that term. Look at it like a struggle. What it is just a mathematical equation. You either pick up the pencil or you don't. You can do that instantly. It doesn't even take practice. You just say, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not name-calling people anymore. I'm not going to be discourteous anymore. In any crowd of 10 people, I'm going to be the most courteous person in that crowd. That's a decision you can make instantly. I know that for a fact. I know that to be true. That's a decision you can make instantly.
How do we get black people to make that decision, Mr. Fuller?
Just tell them, like we're doing now. Tell them to make that decision. Minister Farrakhan at the Million Man March had black people make a pledge. Now, I'm going to ask a question. Does anybody anywhere remember anything about that pledge that was made? There was a pledge made. That was what the whole march was for.
Yes, there was.
Yes, they said, now, Minister Farrakhan laid out a lot of the things that everybody's doing that shouldn't be done.
Correct.
Most of the speeches were about that. We do many speeches about all the things that exist, all the things that exist that shouldn't exist, all of the mistreatment that black people have gone through. I mean, many preachers talk about that. Everybody in the civil rights field talk about that all the time. But at the end of the day, we outline, now here's what. These are the things we should do as of now. Now, that's the part that always gets lost. I have noticed that down through the years. That's why I tried to write a book. I mean, outlining nothing but what to do about stuff. Because anytime we get to the doing part, that's when everybody starts tuning out.
Yep.
That's when the crowd starts breaking up.
They start breaking up.
See, we like to hear all about the, pump fists and whatnot, and how angry we are about Trayvon Martin and whatnot, and and we're not going to take it anymore. We love slogans. But when somebody outlines something, say, well, look now, from now on, starting with this day, I'm not talking about next week, go and buy black publications. That was one of the things that came out of the Million Man March.
Right.
That was one of the pledges.
There's quite a few, about 16 or 17.
Support black publication. The newspapers and whatnot, because they're dying and whatnot. That was one of the pledges made. I'm wondering how many of the millions of black people who are out here subscribe to any black publication. All right?